accumulations, there will be accumulations, but manage them properly. And that doesn't mean you're going to do well on all of them. There was actually, if you remember, I actually had a loss up here on Bitcoin, and there was actually, you see this little X, there was a loss in here because I was looking at a buy off of, I think this schematic. I think I took a buy right here. Oops, that's the sell. I think I took a buy right here. Wait, how's it keep doing the sells? What's going on here? Buy. Bam, fantastic. So I think I took a buy right here, looking to partial at least up at these supply zones, and then take it much higher to all these highs and highs and highs and all that stuff, and it just took me out, right? And that's fine, that's part of it. And then even up here, there was actually a beautiful sell that I took. I think it was a 5-minute schematic, but again, this is like almost its own backtest session. You have Wyckoff occurring here, liquidating all the lows, coming out, breaking all structure. Where's the last up move before the down move? mentfx block wise, boom, right? Look where it comes to test. That's your sell. Where do we take it to? Partial at the demand zone, because I wasn't sure if the sell was going to go to here or lower, and then partial or completion at these zones where I was looking for those buys. And if you took the 50% of the zone instead of what I did, which is FOMO myself into it earlier at the open, then you know that partial at 1 to 1.44 becomes a partial at 1 to 3.67, a lot better, right? This in itself, an explanation like this, or even just looking at price like this, is a backtest in itself, right? You need to be able to look at something and understand why exactly it is that either I am getting involved or how you could have been getting involved, right? That said, there was actually a beautiful setup here too. If you didn't take this one and you were waiting for this area, notice how price played here. Lows getting taken out, lows getting taken out, lows getting taken out, structure shifts, mentfx block, take 50% of it if you want, or find the last demand zone. Guess what's inside here? More Wyckoff. Those are entries to take you where? Partials, break even, okay? Or it just runs and gives you a 1 to 5,000 because it goes to new highs completely. Because technically, if it does hold in these zones, right, we all have to recognize already that if it is to hold in those zones, which is technically this weekly zone, it's going to start running to the new highs, right? Let's go to maybe a daily. It'll be easier to see. Yeah, so we're inside this daily demand zone right here. That's all it is, right? But we can easily continue breaking down. You can see my bias right here on it. Either we come here and make new highs now, or we come here and make new highs then, or we come here and make new highs then. Now, if none of that holds and it breaks down and starts taking out lows, then we'll begin to structurally move our eyes to the areas here and even potentially areas in there, which we'll have to zoom into, right? But until then, the bias is going to be to buy into these zones. If it doesn't buy into them, or if it does buy into them, look for sells here, here, down into these zones for counter trend trades, because we know that this could be a whole distribution that becomes a reaccumulation, right? It's all in our minds. We're constantly expecting a variety of things, but we understand that we can be involved on any of them, right? So yes, on minute one, it could be an accumulation right now. I'm expecting that from these zones, but it by no means has to occur, right? Like I just showed you, there's at least 6 trades already that have passed in here, 2 of which that were a loss and 4 of which that were good. I mean, like partial plus BE. We got our meme of the week. Let's take a look. Take a look. Retail when they catch that signal one. Nice. Actually. Oh, we love it. Always the best. Let's save this. Here we go. Fantastic. Thank you for that. Always makes my mood better. I plot on the 4-hour and 1-hour time frame on NAS. Yeah, you can do that too. Any. I've looked at NAS and US30 for some students and gotten them all the way down to 5-second or 15-second confirmations. Price will move the same way. Just like GameStop, any stock. And again, if you don't believe that, go watch the newest YouTube video publicly on YouTube, and it'll give you a little sneak peek into that. How is smart money concept connected to crypto and indices? The exact same way. As long as there's someone in the market that you're trading in that has more money than you, there's going to be the traces of this no matter what. And guess what? That's every single market. So go find whatever you want. What's your risk management? So I think I went over that a little bit. Suppose I have a demand area in a 4-hour. What is the lowest time frame I can refine it to? The 1 second, right? You can refine as low as you want. But all that means is that there's a chance if you take a 4-hour zone and refine it to the last possible area, the odds of it getting hit are a lot lower. Now, if you refine it multiple times to certain areas within it, so there might be a 15-minute area here, a 15-minute area here, and a 15-minute area here, then you can look for Wyckoff at all these zones, unless it invalidates it, right? Remember, if it invalidates it, then it technically isn't holding at those unmitigated orders, which means you need to recognize that it's going to come potentially lower. Or if you want to go ahead and go crazier and refine even further, then refine it to the 1 minute time frame. So that means you'll have a zone here, maybe a zone here, maybe a zone here, right? And those are all going to function the same way. You can confirm all those 1 minutes within that 4 hour with second time frames if you really want to, right? So hopefully that made some sense. Doesn't matter how deep you want to refine. You can refine as deep as you want, really. Let me draw this out again. There it is. I'm new here. Where can I get videos or learning material in the Discord about supply and demand zones, mentfx blocks, mitigations, and other concepts that are traded in this community? The course content tabs. All these section 1 to 3, that deals with structure as well as mentfx blocks. Section 2 deals with supply and demand zones, which are much better order blocks, pretty much. So study that. It's much better to understand it that way because that's what it actually is. And you'll be able to tell a story about a market a lot better. Okay. Use the rule of 30. Yep. So you can also use the rule of 30 if you want to confirm those 4 hour zones or refinement. Brian G, this trader hustle. I post almost all my markups in Trade Talk. These concepts can be applied to US 30, NAS 100. Exactly. The opens are volatile. I agree, but your SZ and DZs within the mentfx blocks are extremely powerful. I personally use a 15-minute time frame. Exactly. So there you go. That's an entire strategy in itself, right? A lot of you could literally copy paste this and follow it like the Bible to trade the market, and you would be able to trade the US 30 and the NAS 100, right? You guys have to realize that there are so many ways to create an overall system using what is given to you, right? How do you have a buy set up on gold right now with no BOS to the upside? Because there is a BOS on a lower time frame to the upside, and because I'm not fully a structural based trader. Also, please don't draw. So take a look at this, right? Take a look at this. There's BOSs inside here on a lower time frame. There's Wyckoff and break of structures in there, right? There it is, right? This is a break of structure. This is Wyckoff. And this is all liquidity that could be liquidated to go higher, okay? Because remember, structure is very fractal. There might not be a structure break on a 15-minute, but as long as you understand the way prices can be met and the way prices deliver, then you know exactly why I'd be potentially looking for the buy as this gets liquidated, right? And again, if this isn't a hold, it's a -1. And what did I tell you guys about -1s? Remember, they don't fucking matter if you understand how you're actually working in this market. And by the way, to set up something like this, it's, I mean, I'll share this, I don't mind, but it's very, it's relatively very simple. I mean, you just create a spreadsheet, right? And you just go pair, I guess that's symbol. What did I do? Time frame, before, after, I don't know, results, comments, something like that if you want, right? Just bold that out. Go like this. Oops, go like this. Click this little button right here. Give it all its fun stuff, right? And start going, right? Gold, time frame, before. Take a photo before it happens. Okay. Copy that. Put it in. Wait for the after. You can expand this now, so it's nice. Wait for the after. Paste it in. You know, -1. Good trade, shitty composite man, right? Whatever it is, doesn't really matter. Extend that so it looks nice. New day starts, or you can have also date in here. Again, you can format it the exact same way. No difference. What, it's 4:25, fantastic. The day ends, you know, have some way to denote that and start the next day fresh. And again, same thing. Oh wait, that's not there. It goes here. There you go. 426, right? And then plus 20. No, I mean like 20 RR with partials though. Came out to plus, let's say 8.3%. You know, good trade, good composite man. You know, and that's it, right? Like that's an entire journal. The week ends. You know, you can denote that if you want. Boom, end of week. End of week plus, you know, add them up. 7.3 RR. Great, you know, comments. End of week comments. Same thing if you want, right? And just add comments in. But that's how you set up a journal. If you want to have a very simple journal, right? It doesn't have to be complex. It can be very, very simple. Okay. Should I just focus on the 4-hour chart or go on lower time frames for my entries? Can I just stick to one time frame and look for Wyckoff entries from there? Yes, you can. I kind of went over this a little bit in the backtesting video. I only did the monthly time frame and the daily confirmations. There were some daily confirmations that I confirmed with an 8-hour or a 4 hour just for fun. But you could literally, if you wanted to, go daily and 4 hour and just confirm it. That's it, back and forth. Or like monthly and 4 hour, right? If you wanted to do that, you can. I don't trade that way, but that's a fully valid way to do it. It just means that you're going to be waiting a lot longer for your trades, and you should still be going about them the exact same way you would be going through them if you're on a 1 minute chart. What platform do you use for your FTMO challenge? I like CTrader. CTrader is the best. Like it just has more things to it, but I can't teach you how to use CTrader. Just go ahead and look that stuff up. There's some great videos on there. I think some people drop some stuff on it in the Discord group. But CTrader is nice because you can set the stop loss not to use spread, but just to use the actual chart price, which is really nice. But again, like I said, just go and do some research on how to do all that. It really doesn't matter. My personal is with my MT4, so MT4 is still great. Let's keep going. Trader Hustle posts a ton of good information for sure. Yeah, every day. Thanks, man. No problem. How do you count if a supplier demand zone is broken or held, wick or bodies? I mean, it either trades through it or it doesn't. Even if a wick just hits, like, if a wick takes it out, then that's still not... That means that there were orders that didn't need to be mitigated, right? If there was any wick that did anything like that, that means that there's no orders here that need to be mitigated like that. So there's no reason to hold it either way, whether it's a candle or a wick. Okay, Hunter FX equals cap. Nice. I'm more YouTuber and trader. All right, guys, I'm more YouTuber and trader. Which platform will you refer for FTMO? CTrader or MT4? If so, why? CTrader. Just a lot more options. Just learn how to use it. Don't just go with it because I said so, right? Just do some research on this. This is platforms is completely up to you to go and find, right? Like, I'm not here to preach platform. I only have one broker that I offer, and that's because as a US trader, it's very hard to get very nice leverage and very low spreads. So I have that little broker recommendation in the Discord right here. But that's all. That's the only thing I ever advertise. I'm not even like sponsored by them or anything. It's just my referral link. There we go. Is a accumulation or distribution valid if it forms outside the S&D zone? Well, no. That's the purpose of using these zones. We understand these zones will facilitate an area for weak hands to be taken out by strong hands. And if it's not in an area or it's invalidated the area, then why are we using it, right? Unless you've created the system where you're happy with seeing random Wyckoff occur and then confirming it. But even then, you'll have to confirm it, right? Like, or if, for instance, you're expecting, let's say, a sell from here, and then all of a sudden you see Wyckoff form, then sure, you can trade that up because you understand that you're looking for the sells into there, right? NetFX uses CTrader, I use MT4 because I had a few tools on there that I utilize. Yeah, so it's up to you. With MT4, you can download a lot of already pre-made indicators and trade management tools that can help you a lot. With CTrader, you might have to code them yourself or find coders that have done it, right? It's just a question of doing your own research for what platform fits your interest best, right? And if you do use MT4, just be cognizant of spread and stuff like that and take it into account, right? I think Vetsky created a very nice little, where was it? A very nice, there it is, right? Oh no, where was it? Oh, did I not post it here? He created a very nice thing that showed you how spread is used. I'll have to go and find it and post it in here later. But it'll definitely help some new people that are still unaware of how spread works. And also, as a little question, I wanted to ask you guys, especially new people that are here, especially if you're really new, did you guys join knowing everything about like lot sizes, how to calculate them, how to manage them, how spread exactly works, how to factor spread, and how that stuff works, or not? Because if you don't, I'd be happy to add like a mini section for the course content to kind of go over that, because I never really thought about it. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Thank you, Brandon. Yep. So this is fantastic. Go and put this into the other course material. Where is it? There it is. At Vetsky. Thank you for this. For sure, Vetsky created that. But yeah, it's great. This helps a lot with people that don't understand bid or ask or how the price moves, so you'll understand a little bit more about how to factor that. But yeah, let me know right now if you guys, joined knowing that stuff already, or if you need it to be covered, because I honestly never know. There's people that reach out to me and they're new, like new, and I don't know if that's something that they've ever understood or not. No one can really say. Some are looking at us as cap. Everyone has their ways. Lots of profitable traderships and a lot of fake TARs out there with their stupid Lambo driven. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Matt. No problem. Man, what were you trading before this? Before gold? Euro USD. But again, like I said, you can trade anything, right? If I am trading low time frame, like 30 seconds to 15, which platform should I use based on spread? Well, the platform doesn't matter. Spread will be the same across any platform because it's connected to a broker. If they use the same broker for MT4 and CTrader, then it doesn't matter which platform you use because the spread's going to remain the same. There's going to be positives to using something like CTrader because it can almost factor spread for you, but you still need to understand how spread works and how to factor it overall, because if you don't factor it and trade with it just using chart price, then your 1% risk might become a 4% risk, right? If you don't understand how spread is working. So keep that in mind. And again, do your research on it on your own. Like I'm sure Google has a lot of stuff on MT4 versus CTrader, on other CTrader, like pros, cons, all that stuff. Like I trade a lot of crypto and can confirm it moves just the same way. Yes, it does. Very true. So I think I'm just gonna get through the rest of these, and then we'll kind of cut the webinar off. We're at about an hour or so, I think. Yeah, about an hour and 2 minutes. So that's pretty nice. Got to I don't want it to ever go too long because I know attention span usually for traders, even humans, is about an hour, and at that point people just start to kind of daydream. When do you refine your higher time frame POI? If I go lower and see a really nice area that I really think price wants to tap with good imbalance and all that stuff, and maybe even liquidity right above it, then I'll refine it. Otherwise, I don't really have to. It's just up to you. It really is just up to you. Yeah, like on gold. Where was gold? That's not gold. One, there it is. Go find gold. Like on gold, I can go ahead and refine this whole area if I want to, because that's like a very large area. And if we go in, I'm sure we could find exactly where it mitigated. If we go inside all this stuff here, right? Like it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, any of those. I could refine all those zones, but it's easier for me just to have a zone up here and understand that price will undergo something in here for a while. Like what's funny is I actually had a loss here. If you guys see this, there was a loss here because I saw. So even though this made equal highs, and I was like, oh, they're gonna get traded through Hunter FX style, right? They're gonna come grab the highs. I was like, nah, I'll sell this because I like the Wyckoff here. I like the grab of these highs and continuation down. I wanted to sell it. At the same time, price didn't tap into that POI, but gave me a Wyckoff schematic in here before that POI. Now, because I understand my own way of trading, I actually caught this trade inside here and took it to a demand zone. There's actually, I think I can find it. When was this? 19th of April or so? It's probably somewhere in here. Gold 1 minute. I think it was this one. Take a look. Yep, there it is. Right? So this is before my zone, but it gave me a really nice Wyckoff. You can see highs getting manipulated, break a structure down, last up move before the down move. I didn't use this one because it's too high up. I didn't like that. So I was like, fuck it, let's use this. And then, right, that whole thing ran to the 4.3. I was just targeting this demand zone, so it went a little bit lower. And honestly, if you held this, not even at break even, it would have came way lower. So, it could have been a plus 12, but whatever. It is what it is. Held his demand zone because I expected it to keep going higher to tap into the actual higher entry here. So that was this entry here. Whoops, not that one. It was this entry here for that 4.3. Then it came up here and instantly just blew past it. No chance to mitigate, no chance to break even, none of that. But still, this trade that is literally 1/5 of what's here made me more money than this one lost, right? So again, fractal nature of the market, no FOMO, doesn't matter because you know that you have opportunities anywhere and everywhere, right? If you were expecting this whole down move, you could make more money in this last supply zone mitigation, right, to this low than you could in this whole move, right? Because of the way that we were able to confirm entries. There could be even a 15-second entry in here that could make you more money than catching this entire up move right here. That should already disincentivize you from needing to FOMO into anything, because you know that literally you could be in the last 50 pips of a move, of a move that moved 500 pips, and still make more RR in that 50 pip move than you would on the entire 500 pip move, okay? So hopefully that's a little psychological switch. Hopefully it tingled your little psychological switches a little bit. Gave you a little bit of a look into that. How do you choose which area lines are drawn? Do the wicks have to be level? How do you choose which unmitigated areas you use as zone if there are a number of them? Either I use the whole thing or I refine them and look for the confirmations within them. XRP looking like it's going to sweep a low soon, looking at the hourly price action. Yeah, so like I said, Bitcoin even, so most cryptos look like they want to go higher, especially from my outlook, but at the same time, there's much more lower potential and there's a lot of liquidity that lies lower, so to sweep those isn't crazy, just Let it be in line with your news. Don't hype yourself into anything, right? Like, we know that we can just wait. If you guys get anything from this mentorship after you pretty much learned all the concepts, it's going to be the psychology element, because the psychology element never what's it called? Basically, it'll always fuck you if you aren't aware of it. Could you look at EU? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's look at EU. Where's EU? I don't even have it open. Fantastic. I mean, it's easier if we just look at GU. Didn't we look at GU last week or something? I think we were expecting sells from here. I think we were looking for buys in here to here. Never happened. Came all the way down here and then came into that area we were looking at, right? Accumulated inside here. I'll look at EU in a sec since a lot of you want it. Broke higher, okay? Broke higher. I didn't know what to look at in here, so I just said, okay, let's go mentfx block. Let's go 50%, right? That's pretty much that zone. I just went a little bit lower because I was looking at this last mentfx block. Like, I was just refining mentfx blocks. I didn't want to look inside of this because I was like, there's too much shit. But fine buy entry right there off mentfx blocks and Wyckoff confirmed together, expecting price to reach back up into the equal highs, right? Hunter FX style. Reach for the highs. I'm mainly trading gold in US 30, but don't get the hang on SMT. EU would be great. Yeah, let's look at EU in one sec. I just want to get through the rest of these. Do key levels have to be found on a chart X30 to the time frame you habitually use? No, I don't even use a rule of 30. So I said that, I think, at the beginning. So no. Last week, I think you drew something up on GU, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe let's check what happened. I mean, I drew it and I deleted it as time goes on because I was watching it since I drew stuff up. But I think, as I said, I had zones that I wanted to buy from here that never confirmed, so there was nothing to buy anyway. Looking for it to come into here before the sell, but it just kind of fell off the face of the earth. As it fell off, I was looking for sells in some zones here. None of that got taken. Instead, it came all the way here, accumulated, and now I'm expecting it to start running highs. It just also distributed here as well, so that's where it's testing. More likely than not, I want to see it tap in, keep going higher. That's what I would expect, because I wanted to see this met. On the other hand, if it doesn't do that, this should already be a break even, because if prices were to come here, the odds of it doing that to run all the lows here and here and potentially even this are much higher, and we're going to come to go into that deeper area, right? So same thing stands from last week. You'll have to go and take a look at what my bias was, because I really don't remember it. Since I don't really trade GU, I looked at it for you guys. No, I violate the rule by primarily using 15. Yeah, so you can violate the rule. It's not a rule that you need to use. It's a rule for people that were very confused with how many times structure and accumulations could happen in a larger area, which is why the rule of 30 takes care of that, right? Because if it happens on that time frame, it'll pretty much happen and hold for a while. And that's all perspective based. Remember that. It's not financial advice, guys. Hey, Ment, is it more correct to enter on a retest of a spring, UT or UTAD, or after BOS? Up to you. Test it. Find schematics that you would have traded, find areas you would have traded, and ask yourself how you would have gotten involved. That's always going to be the answer for something like this. There is no best way to do this. Sometimes I myself will trade the break of structure. Sometimes I'll trade the lower schematic before the break of structure to test to trade that schematic, right, with that break of structure. So, shit, that's the way to do it. What? Thanks, but that's for a normal trade account, right? What about FTMO? They only have 3 platforms, right? Which of these have the lowest spread? I don't know about this. You'll have to either message them or someone else can help you. Try to post it maybe in the brokers and prop firm section. Maybe people will help you with that. Not 100% sure. Yeah, so that's just about that. I feel bad for the people who never found Anton's content or have looked past it. Best thing I've ever found. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And thanks for everyone that comes in and asks questions in the webinar and participates and asks for stuff. Like, I love doing this stuff. I love teaching. It's so much fun. Ment, please may you go through the structure block concept you show on YouTube. It is not important. Do not worry about it. I don't use it. It was for the clickbaits and for the confusion to get people into here where everything is structured and beautiful. But no, like for real, I used to use them. They're not needed. I don't use them anymore. So don't worry about them. Didn't George Soros make a ton of money trading currency markets? Yeah, more like manipulating them. But yeah, can you ever GJ? Sure, let's look at GJ. I think I looked at GJ, didn't I? Oh, hello. Yeah, so nothing on GJ played, it looks like. When did I even look at this? What was going on here? So breaks, looking for buys in here. Might have happened, but never gave you confirmations. Never even tapped into here, just kept going lower. Accumulating now. Down in these areas, could accumulate finally again, taking out these lows. Made some highs here again that I still want to see taken out. So I don't know if I see it trade pretty much back into here. If there's a Wyckoff schematic in here, I'm happy with buys here to, of course, partial at highs, take out these highs, continue taking out all these highs to get back up into here, right? That doesn't change before pushing pretty much lower, and then look for that to continue. Nothing crazy on GJ, not watching it, so I'm not going to like fully analyze the living shit out of it because I don't, you know, it's not that important. But again, if you do want me to look at that after this more in depth, I'd be happy to, no problem. But you can see how it moved here. Weak hands taken out. Price moves above, kind of breaking some structure, but not breaking like overall structure that liquidated this. So it's kind of testing the distribution. Start of the week, it might come and test into some of these zones and keep dropping, take out lows. And then if you do see that Wyckoff, as you see, higher prices would be expected just based on what I see here. Nothing like insane. I kind of forgot what I'm looking at overall. Oh, so it's in an overall uptrend, right? Yeah. Heading to here, I believe. So you just have this, right? Nothing crazy on that. If you want to send over your thoughts on it, I'd be happy to look at it and just be like, yeah or no, based on what I see. I'd be happy to do that. Can you please explain what is that? Where do I find Anton's contents? In the content section. This is the content. You found it. Nice. This is also the content. Yes. Thank you, Anton. Oh, no problem, man. I mean, is YouTube and this mentorship? Yeah. Bitcoin is having a huge drop right now. Is it? Let's see. What's going on Bitcoin? Ooh, I mean, it's still in the zone, just mitigating. It looks like these zones here just took out the lows here. Honestly, let's look at a lower time frame. Oh shit, did we just miss this? Mini accumulation, mentfx block right here. Honestly, if we have another move that comes in to make another mentfx block, that's valid to go for some buys to get back up into here and then potentially go even higher, right? Same thing goes. Same thing stands. Not using mentfx blocks. I don't like how this played out. If I saw this move right here actually get above this high, I would have been happy to buy this, just so you guys know, and then to start partialing at highs like this, right? Hunter effect style. Swing these highs out, baby. You know how it is. I'm having a hard time with entries after Wyckoff. I end up having to set SL below spring or above UTAD. Find ones that have happened and take a look at how those entries played. Again, that's probably the best way you're going to do this. I can't tell you exactly how you can trade a Wyckoff because it's going to be different for everyone. You can ask anybody here. Anybody that's profitably been trading knows that the way you trade Wyckoff isn't actually just based in, you know, step by step. It's based in seeing something occur and then deciding that that's your criteria for entry, right? And like I said, even when Wyckoff occurs, I'm not always involved in it because sometimes it'll mark up before it gives me a test that I need. Shitty composite, man. Yeah, shitty composite, man. So the mentfx box and supply and demand are the same thing. Yes and no. So the mentfx block, or the box, whatever you want to call it, is a larger supply and demand zone, but also it's a way to view structure in the sense that if a market was bullish and mentfx blocks are holding, you can expect continuous bullishness at those mentfx blocks. And then within them, you will find refined supply and demand zones. Okay? Hopefully that made some sense. I think I covered this the best in the sections, so definitely refer to the sections. And if anything, if there's still a lot of confusion about the mentfx block, I'd be happy to dedicate another webinar at some point to fractal mentfx blocks, large mentfx blocks, and structure-based mentfx blocks to show you that, you know, you can almost have an entire system just around them in themselves. Okay. Yes, please. No, we need it. Nice, nice. Yes, except lot sizes with gold. Just reading through these really quick. We joined because almost all of us got scammed by scumbags. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I use magic keys to enter with proper risk. Oh, nice. I always get confused on lot sizes for Bitcoin. The best thing that you can do with this is what I did because I got confused by it too. Either go download one of those risk management things that can do it for you, or get a demo account, open like 0.01 lots or one lot, and see how the risk is based on the movement of the dollars in the Bitcoin. And then you'll know, like, backwards calculate that, you know, like, just do some math. No, because I like to take super fast notes. Nice, nice, nice. You don't trade EU anymore. No, not really. I'm a lot on just gold now. Gold, the beautiful thing about gold is it will literally move sporadically and make huge moves. Doesn't matter when. So it suits my personality and the way I like to trade the most, right? EU will have its crazy moves, but the odds of you catching a crazy move during like Asia or something becomes less. But gold, holy shit, it'll just take off if it wants to. And I think that's great because, you know, like we said, it's nothing but a catalyst. So if you can see it happening or you know where to get involved, you can have those crazy moves almost at any point that you get on the charts, which is why I like gold a lot. So that's why we like it. What are your thoughts on SafeMoon? I have not even looked at SafeMoon at all, but I did promise to look at USD CAD to someone a long time ago, so hopefully they're still here, and I'll take a look at that as we bottom out these questions. What strategy you trade before this, brother? I really never traded a strategy because my psychology at the start was kind of in line with that. So either I was with indicators and I was just losing shit and I was like, what the fuck's going on? Or I was just flipping between a bunch of shit, just nonstop. So I didn't really trade with a strategy before this, to be honest. So that's my most honest response you can have on that. Any thoughts on SafeMoon? Everyone wants SafeMoon. What the fuck? Thoughts on SafeMoon? Sure, I'll take a look in a second. For every one of you that want to see it, we'll take a look. No, not pair. What strategy did you trade before this, and how was the accuracy? Nothing but smart money works. Well, I mean, everything works, but smart money is the best. Especially with with how deep your refinement can go, right? Like, you have to understand that you can literally infinitely, just like the market is infinitely fractal, you can infinitely refine a smart money strategy to suit any way that you want to trade, which I think is beautiful. I think it's fucking amazing, and I think that's the best way to learn to trade, because you can literally formulate a strategy around yourself. Shaking my head, shit moon. Nice. SafeMoon, isn't that the Ponzi that claims to make everyone rich? Yeah, we'll look at SafeMoon. Is it accumulator distributing? We'll look. SafeMoon. Thoughts on SafeMoon? Yeah, okay, we'll look at it. What is that price action? On what? I don't remember what I was looking at. Oh, was it SafeMoon? We'll take a look. Don't spam SafeMoon. Yeah, we'll look at it. We'll take a look at that in a sec. Maybe his account's about to be blown. Yeah. I think he bought high and now it's fucked. Nice. I bought the hype. Yo, we don't buy hype around here. I told you. That's the SafeMoon live chart. I'll look at it. If it's on here, I'll look at it. If it's not, then fuck it. Shitty coin. Okay. Anton, what are your thoughts on SafeMoon? Yeah, we'll take a look in a sec. I'll see all the messages, guys. Thanks again, man. No problem, man. At least you're real about it. Hey, we love it. You was 10 years on. What changed you to become a winner? I became older, more mature, and realized that if I really want to do this, and I also had a job, and I realized that if I really want to do this, I gotta fucking key in and lock in and like really do it, because I wasn't happy where I was at. So, you know, it really isn't about time. I mean, it's not gonna be a week, right? You can't dedicate yourself to the fucking moon in a week or a month even in some cases, but definitely for 10 years on and not really doing anything, it's kind of pathetic. But also I was young as shit, right? And I don't expect an 11-year-old, that's what I was, to do amazing, right? So what do you do for clickbait? Structure blocks, yeah. Made like 2 pages of my notes on that shit. I mean, no, structure blocks you can use them too, right? Just go and test. If you like them, you can use them. There's people that literally only trade structure blocks and do amazing doing it. Daily demand zone, paying for the clickbait. Now I know why you plays league and not do it. Yo, you should not do another backtesting. Oh, you should do another backtesting video. Yeah, I will. In-depth mentfx block webinar sounds awesome. Nice. Would love to do that with you guys. Wouldn't you buy Bitcoin USD right now? It's hitting that area. Well, no, because I want to see that transfer, right? Remember what I said. Like, just because it's in an area doesn't mean I want to buy it at all. And also, this is technically confirming the mentfx blocks we were talking about, right? Ment block. Ment block. So now, as you all know, that's valid, right? And I'm not saying that that's an amazing buy, and this can easily lose as well, but under the mentfx block strategy and under probability senses, if you're trading the mentfx block way, this is confirmed entry, okay? Perspective based though, perspective based, not financial advice. In that area. He wants to see a break of that MB. Yeah, there you go. Man, when you have 1 pip stops, do you sometimes fear that price won't fulfill the stop at the correct price due to fast price movements? No, because I factor spread, or I manually put in a 6 pip stop and manually close at a 1 pip stop, right? Because you're gonna know very quickly whether your stop is gonna get hit if it's a 1 pip stop. So you don't really have to set your order and turn away and wait for it to do it. It's either going to hit it or it's going to take off and it gives you partials, at which point you break even and you're whatever. It's fine to do whatever. So now that we're done with this, still got 106 people in here. That's awesome. Happy to have you guys here. Let's look at USD CAD and SafeMoon, whatever the fuck that is. And then we will wrap this up. So USD CAD, let's go weekly. Let's take a look. ugly fucking price action, but I've actually been expecting this. I remember when I saw this, and then as we saw this low get created, I pretty much said price will reach up into here before selling, so that was really sad. But after it reached down here, you should have already been using these supply zones to sell, new supply zones to sell, new supply zones to sell, new supply zones to sell. Now we have equal highs, so you know you can expect that to get liquidated. But let's go take a look at what is occurring on a monthly. Yeah, so it's reaching into here, and it just took out the liquidity below here. If it does keep reaching down, you know that it's going to start reaching down into very, very deeper price action. To start fulfilling all the imbalances in all these zones here. You can see imbalance here, a little bit of imbalance here, and this large imbalance here, which is also resting just below the liquidity here, and liquidity here. So that's all kind of being ran right now. You can see that's like a triple touch. You know, you can expect this to keep running. Now, if it doesn't run it and it gives you some bullish price action, I'd expect that bullishness to be met with the prices here. So take out these equal highs right here, continuing lower. Okay, so that's USD CAD. Go to the weekly. Again, that's in line with some of the imbalances inside of here, and with all the shit right here. So, you know, it's not crazy to expect a break, right? And if that does break, all retail is going to be just fucking, what is it? Frothing at the mouths to get into buys here, especially as the channel gets broken, all this stuff, and then probably get liquidated, right? So we're just creating a bias. If we see the bias unfold, then we know we can be involved. If it doesn't, and it just breaks them out, then that is what it is, and it's fine. And we can be part of whatever the moves are to get back into these zones or these zones here. Let's get down to a lower time frame so we can start working with where we are inside. Very, very ugly price action, but you can see that we underwent some kind of wyckoff, taking out all the highs here. I mean, all these highs here. Took them out with this move, up move before the down move. Broke some very, very short-term, lower time frame structure and came to test already, as you can see, the zone here. If we are to come deeper, I'd love to see sells from here to keep going down, right? But we got to be careful about how, I mean, like, we're in some shit retail wise. Like, I hate how this is moving. But let's see, buys, sells, technically up all the way up here if you want to refine it. Get a little lower, take a look at where we are. Yeah, so remember how we spoke at the start, and I said basically, you know, you could easily have this zone selected and look for confirmations for sells in here. There you go, there's that zone. Right now, creating lows here. This how it was taken. So technically, this was a great sell already. That sell already happened. I think it's reaching into all this imbalance here. So I think it might actually keep reaching into that and then come to take out the highs. If it doesn't, then it's going to come take the highs and then come to fill that imbalance. And at that point, it's either going to run that high or, as we all know, it's going to create some kind of distribution in these areas and start running lows, right? Other than that, I just look for it to reach up into here or here and look for confirmation on each end. If you want to be a part of the intraday movements of all this shit, then as you can see, it already happened perfectly, but there was beautiful wyckoff inside of here. You can go and study that yourself. Breaks the structure, move right back up to the last inefficiency and the last up move before the down move. And inside of here, you had more wyckoff with, as you can see, a ton of highs that were liquidated with this move, more wyckoff, and now breaks. So what can we expect? Sells up in this mentfx block, or we refine that to this little area right here, or we refine that to here so we don't miss it, which, as you know from the previous webinar, is part of this hidden supply zone right here. So if you don't know what that is, go watch the previous webinar. Hidden supply zone, and just under it also rests imbalance, and right above that rests imbalance. So there's a chance that we either have a little something like this, right, or a little something like this. Okay, overall, I'm happy with sells from these areas. You not without confirmation though, always, and again, partialing along the way. But overall, just this zone is a nice area to look for those sells right there. You could even use the body, because that kind of, if you think about this way, right, this is how you sometimes I'll refine. I'll say, okay, this right here is liquidity on its own. So most likely than not, you're going to see some kind of, maybe something like this. Maybe it comes lower and you get a buy inside of here. It's like inside of some kind of demand zone, then comes to run the equal highs, also fulfilling the inefficiency, also fulfilling the UTAD, testing it with some kind of schematic overall, break down, partial, and maybe it comes back up for another entry, then break down again, right? That's a great way to anticipate. But overall, I like the sells from here if there's confirmations to do that. And overall, if you do get into the sells here, those can be held all the way down into the zones here, okay? And that's not to say that it won't you know, that it will go all the way down here, but probability wise, that is how I would approach USD CAD. So hopefully that made some sense to some of you that are watching USD CAD. Let me know really quick if it did, and then I will take a look at Safe Moon before getting off. So is that cool with everyone on USD CAD? You guys similar biases, everything's good? It did, perfect. But yeah, as you can see, there was a great setup inside here as I came to test that. All these highs liquidated, and now it might make its way back up to here to sell off. Honestly, this on its own is a, maybe I'd just 50% that, something like that. This on its own is a fine setup, right? Like, the thing is, you have to realize that, you know, these are not always going to hold. And it's not 100% ever when I do this, but this on its own, even if you were someone that wanted to set and forget, is a fine trade to take and wait on, right? Breaking even at these points or partialing based on what you want, and then just looking for it to run, right? That's fine. Is this webinar being recorded for later watch? Always. Yes, always. And again, this is not, this is all perspective based, not financial advice. Always remember that. Just showing you guys how I would view or analyze a market. So that's USD CAD pretty much. Yeah, confirmations in here is cool. And if you want to be a part of whatever's in here, you can start to, you can start to view this as Wyckoff on a lower time frame. There's probably Wyckoff here, right? It's grabbing all these lows. It actually has these lows here too. So, you know, this is really nice. If these lows hold, this is really nice because we can easily target the lows. Additionally, because we're shifting higher on a lower time frame here, expecting buys from even this demand zone in these zones here to get up into here is nice too, right? And this whole buy here could literally make up for this if it loses. And you could hold that buy to new highs to come into deeper of this, take the middle of it, demand zone, right? So create a bias, stick to the bias until it is invalidated. That's how you do it every single time. Okay, let's take a look at Safe Moon now as a little meme stock, whatever. We can actually add USD CAD, so we'll take a look at it next week as well. Take a look at what happened. Talk a little bit about whether or not it played the way we expected or if it kept us out either way. So let's look at Safe Moon. Is this it? This shit? Anyone that watches it, will this give me what I want or no? What is this? Okay, well, Safe Moon's not getting looked at. Sorry, guys. No, bro, there is no Safe Moon. Yeah, okay, then we can't look at it. So apologies on that, but not gonna be looking at that. BitSmart. Okay, sure. We'll click on this. It's shitty coin. Sure. Well, what the fuck is this? Why would you even want to trade this? Are you guys on crack? Hello? Okay, let's just look at this very quick for you. How do I make this bigger? Fantastic. All right. Rock that individuals. Let's see what we have here. Can I not even move this chart? Yo, this chart sucks. Let's move this all over here. There we go. Sure. Let's go daily. So, big up move. Let's go like, where's our little tools? Bam. All right, big up move. Last down move before the up move was like down here. This looks like it was just testing or creating a little bit of liquidity. So it actually might be heading towards, well, I can't even draw boxes. Oh, this is so fucking stupid. Let's just brush it up. I can't even draw on it? Okay, well, what is this, man? Fantastic. What is, like, just disgusted. All right, anyway, it could come, this is probably liquidity. It probably wants to come and take this out. Filling in this imbalance in this area here. So bearish. Let's take a look at lower. Takes out highs, breaks down, comes to test the last up move before the down move right here. This was an unmitigated supply zone. Test it right here. Probably a Wyckoff schematic in there. Breaks down, leaves behind an imbalance, fills that imbalance with this move, breaks down again, breaking structure, comes to fill in and actually break structure here. So right now, short term could be mini buys up here to this area, but highly unlikely. But it could come buy up into here before selling off. That's fine as well. Lots of liquidity being put into this area, so I could totally see a liquidity grab, continuation down, taking out all these people here, or just let's head and take out all these people down here right now. Let's see for some more confirmation. So overall still relatively bearish, but could be short-term bullish. 1 hour, an accumulation that did not take out the accumulation, so not an accumulation, but nonetheless, switch the structure here, come to test last down for the up move, take off. That was a great trade. Partial at some highs here. Really all fulfilled price action. So in reality, we have a short-term distribution inside of here as it takes out some highs, breaks down in price. No, actually ever so slightly, it might. So overall, still bearish. I do want to see it take out lows and lows and lows. It could run up, but I don't see that happening right now. Let's get a little bit lower. 15-minute. Let's take a look at this. Zoom in a little bit. So we have highs taken out, highs. That's a UTAD, breaks down right here in structure. As you can see, comes to test the last up move before the down move, breaks down, last up move before the down move, breaks down, takes them out. Yeah, so bearish right now. I'd be very bearish on this, taking out these lows here, fulfilling this inefficiency right here, and potentially then continuing to all these equal lows here. Okay, so that's pretty much safe move for you guys, for anyone that's interested in it. How can you even see? It's just, you get used to seeing price action no matter how it's delivered to you. It's all here. What about the crypto channel? What about it? What'd they say? Who's the crypto channel? I don't know what the fuck that is, bro. Holy shit, this price action. Yeah, I mean, it's shitty price action, but you can still read it. You can still see the distributions here, how it broke down, how it came to test, how it took out, how it broke down, how it came to test, how it took out, broke down, came to test, how it might right now, as it breaks down here, come test or take out one more time, come test and continue way lower to fulfill this. I'd want to see it come into the 0.000000552 zone, and there you go. Oh, I said it out into the Discord. Yeah, I'm still trying to think about how I wanna disperse all the channels, because if I add a crypto, I have to add the currencies, if I add the currency, and so on and so forth. So we'll see. I'll post daily crypto videos there. Nice. But yeah, so that's Safe Moon. So if anyone's in a buy right now, I am not for that, but also I'm not a financial comedian, so were you a comedian before you start trading? No. Nice. But yeah, hopefully you guys understand why and from what my analysis is based on in this. But again, like, if you actually follow the price action, even though it's really ugly, it's all here. You guys can see it, right? Still operating the exact same way that we expect prices to operate in a market like this. So we're at about an hour and 40 minutes. Whoops, that was a mistake, but that's okay. And we're gonna end the recording right there. So thank you all.